Hi everybody, welcome back to God of YouTube. So I'm just going to talk to you now about the safety of having gas on an allotment. So as you can see, this actually is a gas cooker. I use it for obviously making cups of tea on. So as you can see, there's the flames, as you can see. Okay, so obviously at the moment, because it's quite cold, the gas inside doesn't seem to want to work.
It's having a bit of a field day at the minute.
I might have to ask my cameraman here, can you just get me a different canister out there? So yeah, so sometimes what happens with the gas, if it gets a little bit, is that got enough in, yeah?
Yeah, I would say so. No.
No. So sometimes what happens is if gas gets a bit too cold, it won't flow through.
They're all about the same.
Straight away. So what I have to do is
Obviously, if you don't know what you're doing, don't touch them because they're dangerous.
No, don't. If you don't know what you're doing, just back away from it. They like to be kept at a certain temperature. I've got them, but bear in mind, this is a heated shed. Okay, it's firmly insulated. They've kept in a cupboard.
Rather warm in here.
Yeah, they're kept in a cupboard.
Do you want to give it a?
Yeah.
So all he's doing here is just wrapping it in a tea towel. Just
Yeah.
see if we can bring a bit of the heat back into it.
Yeah, give it a bit of life, as I say.
We're not going to put staying alive over this video.
No, we're not. No, we're not. So people are probably thinking, oh, what? He's a bit silly there, wrapping it up in a towel. Well, this acts like an insulator, you see. So I'm trying to put some at least heat back into it to warm the gas up, to make the gas a lot more lighter. So what it will do then is it will be able to flow through better, because when it goes cold, the gas goes really dense, so it doesn't really ignite very well.
So how would you, if anyone was to put, like you're using butane here?
Yes.
Butane gas.
Yeah.
Is there rules and allotment around storing gas?
So yes, so you are. I mean, every allotment is different.
Yeah.
You know, if you are going to keep things like this, don't leave them out on show. Make sure they're, if it tells you on the back of the packaging that they need to be kept in a cool, dry environment with under a certain temperature, make sure that they definitely are. Always follow the back of the packaging and the instructions. Don't leave them by somewhere where it's too hot. Say, for example, in the middle of summer, no doors and windows open and you've got them locked inside the shed. It's not the best of ideas. They will explode.
And it's the same as having it, like if you were to store, for example, this bottle.
Yeah.
That's not exactly ideally safe either.
No.
Around electricals.
No.
Because it will only take one of these to spark.
Yeah.
And then you've got a massive gas explosion on your hands.
Now people would probably say, right, well, because that's battery operated and that there, even if a spark went on that and blew that up, it's not really going to do much. It's not about the device itself, it's about
safety.
how much power is in that battery. Now, that battery is fully charged. So if that battery blew up, as well with that, it's double the ignition.
But just looking here, you've got
and I've got other
drill
things.
batteries.
Yeah, exactly,
You've got another battery here.
Yes.
You've got plenty of stuff, and obviously other chemicals and stuff.
I have, yes.
So
as you can see, bigger flame.
Warming it up. And then Shane very kindly offered to make the tea. So.
I did indeed. So just as I say, just for warming it up for a few seconds with a towel.
Tea towel.
I've warmed the gas up. You can hear it going now.
That's a lot better than that other
It
bottle
is,
you were using.
Because the gas was too dense, because it's been cold overnight. I have wrapped it in the towel, I've put both hands around it so my body warmth has gone and warmed it up, and it's made the gas a lot more lighter in the gas bottle, and it can flow through the point where, so when I click it and it lets a spark onto it, it ignites instantly, so you get better results.
Now, obviously, we'll say to people, if you're not sure if people have allotments and you're not sure if you're allowed gas, just go and ask.
If you're not sure, Always make sure that whoever runs your site, obviously if you've got a committee or you've got a site officer, always, if you're not sure, ask them first.
Or liaise with the councils.
Or liaise with the council. It should also tell you in your allotment rule book or in the allotment rules, which you can access via the website on Birmingham City Council. So if you're not sure, there's loads of information scattered about. Or if you know anybody else that's also got an allotment, if you're, as they say, a newbie, don't hesitate to ask them as well. But always, be responsible. Don't muck about. And if you don't know what you're doing, ask or just leave it alone.
And same with, you've got a gas stove.
Yes.
Do you have to put? It's different in some areas. I know for Staffordshire County Council, you have to put a sign on.
Right.
They ask you to put, like, you know how you had your CCTV sticker up here?
Yeah.
You have to have a sign saying there's gas in for emergency services. Is that something that happens for Birmingham City Council?
With Birmingham City Council, from what I'm aware of, no, you don't. Okay. If anything happened, and for example it was your plot that they needed to go on, they would normally ask you, being as it's an allotment, is there anything you need to tell us? Is there anything flammable or igneous that might, you need to tell us? In which events I would then have to turn around and say, yes, I do keep small gas bottles inside the shed for the sole purpose of being able to make a cup of tea or something to eat.
And obviously if firefighters do come on, firefighters, police or ambulance, it's always a good idea to tell them.
It is.
Because if they get injured by one of those going up, it's you that's in trouble.
Well, yes, it's me that's liable.
So just be open, clear, and try and keep them, like these bottles at the minute are all over the place because we've just done this. But they're always normally in one place.
But so, obviously, I'm also I'm keeping an eye on it. So,
that's the other tip.
Yeah.
Don't leave it unsupervised.
No. So when you're done with it, obviously, which it should be soon. So as you can see, it is
steaming.
It's steaming. That will whistle. Once that kettle starts to whistle, that is an indication that the water has boiled to the maximum temperature, and it needs turning off. And in a couple of seconds, I will show you what to do.
It's taken its time today.
Yeah,
it's like you haven't been down a while, so you can wait.
So as you can see, the kettle is now whistling. As you can see, there you go. So all I do is I turn it off. I always
disconnect
the gas from the pipe work. Now most people won't, they'll just turn it off. I always do, just to be on the safe side.
Because you don't always know if the mechanism here
is leaking
gas or anything like that. Always disconnect it.
Exactly. So they're not the best built, even when they're brand new.
No.
So obviously that's that.
We'll sign off. Don't leave them unattended.
No.
Store your gas bottles safely.
Yeah.
And check with your local allotment or local council.
Always,
as around compliance around that.
Yeah.
And is there any other tip you want to add into that?
If in the event that you're not allowed to keep things like this on, your allotment, wherever you may be, there's always ways round it. You can bring thermal flasks, or the thermal mugs that you can bring down, or simply if you're allowed to have little fires here and there, because I know we are. Then just
it's a bit too late to tell them that now we've had a fire.
Just put a bit, put your kettle on top of that and do it like that. So, but always make sure that you get away with that as well. So,
your phone, that's the second video.
I know, I do apologise.
Okay, we'll leave you at that. Thank you, Shane, for that, and we'll get this cup of tea made.
Yeah.